hello and welcome to more World War II 172 scale. Today we have a little bit of something different. Instead of just looking at the models and the terrain, we're going to do just a little bit of wargaming. We've got some dice. Very cool ones. These are from the Flames of War. There's the tins they're from. Got the stars and stripes to the Americans. In this particular case, we're using the black ones for the SS. Panzer Division. We've got a lovely paint job. Dragon. Panther. Made up. Look at that one. Wow. And we've got the Hobby Master diecast. M-18. On this one, look at that down there. What's that on the fender? Oh, wow. This one's done up as one of the Free French forces, the divisions that fought also in the Normandy campaign into 1945, along with the Americans and the British and the Canadians. All right, then. We'll take a look at the vehicles a little bit in a moment. Let's do a little simulation. I have different rules we play with. This is a simple one. Say they just moved up into that position and then came into line of sight with that Panther. It's a 76mm gun on the M-18 Hellcat, and it's an open top vehicle. But it's a very weak vehicle in its defense. For this, we give this type of vehicle 2 shots to begin with. Normally you get 1 shot per turn. All right, then we'll roll the dice and tell you what we got there. And there's a 2 hit and then a 2 kill phase. That symbol is a 6. He rolled a 12. 12 doesn't cut it. For this particular vehicle, you have to get a 6 or less as a hit. But it gets a second shot, a second chance, so let's see what we get here. Blew it again. Things are going not good for that one. And we gave him the first shot. So it will revert. So you have a bunch of other things going on the board, and then it's the Germans' turn. All right, the Panther. It's got the long-barreled 75mm. A very deadly gun. In its own way, better than the regular Tiger 1 88mm. And this vehicle has to get an 8 or more on the 2 hit. Let's see what we get. Oh, whoops. Wrong dice, so that doesn't count. We have to use the German dice. All right. Let's see if you get that again. We did. 6. And on this one, the 2 kill factor for that gun is 8 or less. Plus, that vehicle so thinly armored it gets a -1 modifier. It doesn't look good for the poor old Hellcat. Let's see what we get here. 7 -1. Still within the kill zone both ways. Poor Hellcat, it's gone. But of course the Hellcat wouldn't really want to engage that way. That was a very fast vehicle. Supposedly it could go up to 50 miles an hour on a road back then, where most tanks went maybe 25 miles an hour on a road on good terrain. Let's take a look at it here. Very nice. Got the 50 caliber on there. Like I said, open top vehicle. This was expressly designed to be a tank destroyer. Very light. You can see the wheels, chassis a lot different than the Sherman. Look at the size of the Panther. Let's bring them side by side there. Look at that. But the size of the vehicle doesn't mean much. In fact, when it's a small vehicle, they can hide better and they have a lower silhouette. So it's good on the defensive. You can see the gun there. So the Panther has a 75 millimeter, and the Hellcat has a 76. So the millimeter isn't much different. The length of that gun on the Hellcat is a lot longer than the regular Sherman 75 or 76 millimeter. And you can see it's one of the rare American tanks that has a muzzle brake also, just like the German one does. But this is like the very long 75 on the Panther, unlike the long 75 on the Mark IV. So very deadly. Plus on the frontal things, this would have had a +1 modifier on the Hellcat if it had hit it, because that front plate is fairly thick and it's very sloped, so it's very good for defense. The Hellcat would normally not want to take the Panther on at the front if it didn't have to. It'd much more, of course, go for the rear or the side, where it's much more vulnerable. Let's try it again here. For simulation, you got to rely on dice a lot of the times. Depending on what it is, it's kind of the luck of the draw, but then the numbers that you have to get and then the modifiers is where it kind of simulates what was going to happen there. We'll try it again. We'll say it just came into view on the Panther. He's over this way, so he's got a side shot, so it won't have the +1. It's got 2 shots, I said, because it's open top and they can move around a lot easier than in the cramped turret. Just a rule convention. Let's try it again. Oh man, if you got that on the 2 kill, he'd be really doing good there. All right, so you got a hit. And on this gun, the 2 kill on this one is a 7. The regular Sherman is a 6. So let's see what we get here. And the modifier on the Panther on the fight is null, 0s, not up or down. Oh man, he missed it by 1. That Panther's going to start cranking his turret around soon. But he's got a second shot. Let's see if we can get that 2 hit again. Man, he blew it again. Man, it's tough. That's why you usually have a lot more American vehicles on the board than you do the Germans. So you got to give them a chance. All right, so say it's this German's turn. They see that Hellcat. That Hellcat's trying to slam it into reverse there. But let's see what happens. 4. 2 hit. How'd you get another 4? I got some neat flame markers. I forgot to bring them over. Maybe I'll do that the next time. So it's just a little simulation on what we do for some of the tank battles. And then the infantry is, of course, different. Infantry have weapons that fight the tanks. We've got anti-tank guns. Got infantry on infantry. Then there's the soft-skinned vehicles, the trucks, the half-cracks, the armored cars. What I don't usually use is planes. We have a few of those in this scale, but don't usually use those. This is just a rough terrain baseboard. I really like this when I molded this and shaped this and put it on a board to go on a board. Right now it's just on the base. This is the gray one that we'd use on some of the city boards, but normally we'd put down just the sheet of the green with a little bit of the flocking on there, and then we put terrain overlays. Like this is a small piece here that you can reposition. A little bit of forest terrain there. Look at it, goes up like that. And of course, I need to start making more of my backgrounds so we have more variety here. That one, and then that one. You see that one has a little bit of the flocking on it. And that one not only has flocking, but different all-terrain greenery type things to really go for the 3D effect as the background. Instead of just having, see above here like a white just things, or the back of the room, which you don't want to see. It makes it more like you're concentrating on what you have here. Put it over here, the other side of the ridge line. Look at this here. Look at that, the M-18 just about out of sight when you're coming this way. You can still see some of that Panther. How cool are these dice? We have lots of them. We got British, Russian, we've got some for the Desert War, different Germans. They're a nice material, rounded corners. And what I like, of course, is the different symbols they have on there, where the 6 goes. The regular German ones are gray with their little iron cross on them, Balkan crews. Alright, this is a longer video. I don't know if anybody's going to see it at the end. Let me know if you do. Alright then, until next time, thanks for liking and subscribing. A little bit of wargaming here, terrain talk, tank talk, World War II, 172. Thank you.